Good afternoon and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I am your host, Michelle Dusburn, and I can't today. I am so super excited. First of all, it's been a long time since I had someone in this space with me because of the pandemic, and so I'm really super excited to have somebody in the room with me. It feels good. It feels like old times. And I'm going to introduce my guest in a second, but I just want to welcome all the new people. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. For those of you that are new, let me give you a little background about what Real Chicks Rock is all about. It's all about creatively collaborating and connecting to raise awareness regarding issues that impact us women. Yes, yes. And we do it by way of community service, by public speaking, mentoring, workshops, and the arts. And we have been doing this platform. This is our 6th season, so I'm super excited about that. And this year has been fire as it relates to the guests, and I'm just really so tickled. Another announcement I want to share, it is October. It is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And also, it is the 9th year for Real Chicks Rock.
Wow.
So we are celebrating this month. October marks 9 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much of us doing this. So we are super excited about that. And one other thing, this show is powered by a couple of people, but first and foremost, I had a wonderful opportunity with the Wellness Spot. They are a Black-owned and operated wellness and spa center located in downtown College Park. Awesome facility, great services, and they are paying it forward. They are doing a Best Foot Forward shoe drive. It ended really, I think, on the 31st of September, but I think they're making exceptions to the rule because the demand has been so phenomenal. So if you have some lightly worn shoes, please donate your shoes to the Wellness Spot located in downtown College Park, and we'll talk about them some more at the end of the show. Today, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood here in Atlanta, and I am so excited because today my guest is Tyisha Fernandes. Yay!
Hello!
Yay. My producer's typing in the booth like, yay! I'm so excited. I met this beautiful person 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
At the Sister in Business Expo. I was in the press area. Yay. Did a write-up on the whole thing. And this person walked in with this beautiful energy and flow and just lit up the whole room and was with us for most of the day. And we got to meet, and I think it was love at first sight for me.
We had a great conversation right off the bat.
And I asked her, would she be a guest? And she said yes. So today my topic is a Talk with Tyisha. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, and good to see you again.
Oh,
and
man.
Thank you for all the compliments.
Oh, yes, you're wonderful.
Thank
you're
you.
Wonderful. Let's just jump right in. Let's jump right in. Where are you from?
So I am from Brockton, Massachusetts, which is just south of Boston. For people in Atlanta, I always say I'm from the College Park, East Pointish part of Boston, like about 20 minutes down south.
Yeah.
Grew up there, and I didn't go to Howard right away. I went to UMass Amherst, chasing a boy. And even though everybody in my family told me not to do it, because my plan was to always go to Howard, I thought I was Denise Huxtable. I wanted to go to Hillman, which is really Howard, because Debbie Allen, the executive producer, went to Howard. For all you people who think it's Hampton, it's not. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. It's Howard. So I got derailed from my plan, went to UMass, hated it. Nothing against people who graduated from UMass, but it just was not for me.
Yeah.
And then he got somebody else pregnant, which was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Broke my heart, but I would have never really gone and chased my dreams if that didn't happen. So I transferred to Howard in 1999 because I graduated from high school in 97, and pursued my broadcast journalism career. Yeah, and I was anchoring the news station at Howard. And it's crazy that I even got that because I totally messed up the audition.
Really?
I mean, really messed up.
Well, how?
I was like squinting at the teleprompter. I didn't know my cues. I was messing everything up. I was stuttering. But my professor saw something in me, that I didn't see. And I got that position at Howard, and I became an anchor at the school. And that kind of just started the hard journey and road. It still wasn't easy, even though that happened. It was still a difficult road to get to WSB.
It wasn't it was a good thing. It was a very good thing. And I want to go back to the Boston years for just a second.
Yes.
What was it like for you as a kid growing up in Boston?
So a lot of people who have never been to Boston think, they say, oh, there's black people in Boston? There's plenty of black people in Boston. The reason why people say that is because there are not a lot of black decision makers in Boston. There are a lot more now than there were when I was growing up. But I experienced a lot of racism growing up. I watched my brother's uncles, father get harassed by the police a lot. You know, my parents had to talk with us about how you act with police very young. And it just always felt like we were capped. Like, you can do well until you get to right here, and then you can't do anything past this. And it was very clear. The racism is very clear up north. I feel like, well, let me back up a little bit. It can be hidden because there are a lot of, you know, no one runs around in Klan uniforms or anything, or they don't say the N-word out loud like they do in the South a lot. But, you know, they're police, they're judges, they're teachers, they're everywhere. I want to tell you a story real quick. So I was in the gifted program. I got into the gifted program in the 4th grade. I went 4th, 5th, and 6th. And while I was going into the 7th grade, my mom just trusted that the school system would do what they were supposed to do and look at my records. They looked at my last name, and I guess all the other people, or most of the other people with my last name, were in basic and standard, and they never opened my file because they just put me in basic standard. So I get to my first day of school, and it's like a party. And you know, I've never been in basic or standard. I've always been in honors advanced, where it's like really serious. So I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was having a good time. People had boom boxes. I'm talking about, this is like 91, 92. So I was like, I'm not saying anything. So I didn't say anything. I said, I'm going to tell my mom Monday. You know, school started Monday. I said, I'm just going to have fun this week, and then I'm going to tell my mom. Well, Friday, they brought me to what's called Chapter 1, and they tried to teach me how to read in the 7th grade. And I said, okay, I can't fake this. I can't play this anymore. I don't belong here. And the woman said, sweetie, nobody belongs here. And I said, no, you don't understand. When my mother finds out that you all put me in this class, we're all going to be in trouble. And she just laughed at me. I went home, told my mom what happened. My mom was a teacher in Boston, in the city of Boston.
Come on, Mom.
She took Monday off, came up to that school, and I'll never forget, she demanded answers. I want to know why my daughter was put in this basic class. And I just remember everybody in the office, faces beat red, the principal's face beat red, because no one wanted to admit that they never looked at my file. My mother brought it all the way to the superintendent. I don't even know if anybody got fired, but I know heads were turned and people were rocked, and hopefully that stopped that from happening, at least at that school. But that is rooted racism. I mean, right in your face. You just judged me by my last name, like she couldn't be in advanced.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's the kind of things I dealt with growing up. It's not the, you know, you N-word, you this, you that. It's like, we're going to make sure that you don't succeed easily. Yeah, I tell everybody that story, and people, educators in Brockton, hate to hear that story, but I'm like, you're gonna hear the truth.
That's the truth. And so, how soon did you get to go to your right class? Did they do it?
Well, my mother took me out of that school.
Oh, she did?
She took me out of that school because she didn't want me under the direction of those educators. So I went to a different junior high school, which, because in Brockton, it's north, south, east, and west junior high schools. And so I just went to East Junior High and had a much better experience. And you know how news travels. So everybody had heard that my mother had done all this and gone to the superintendent. So they made sure that I personally didn't have any more problems like that. But imagine the kids who didn't have a teacher for a mom. You know what I mean? Somebody who didn't have a voice. And I am Cape Verdean, which is West African and Portuguese mixed. Portugal colonized West African country. And so there are a lot of Cape Verdeans in Brockton, and a lot of their parents didn't speak English back then. So they would never have someone to go to bat for them like I did. My dad is Cape Verdean, my mother is Black American, who grew up very poor and got a scholarship to Boston University. And, you know, that is who I had as a mother, thank God. because I know a lot of and when I posted this once on Facebook, and a lot of people shared their stories at that particular school and at other schools. So I know a lot of people didn't excel the way that they were supposed to because they didn't have the backup that I had.
My gosh.
That's the kind of racism we dealt with in Massachusetts, and hopefully it's not still like that.
Hope not. Do you go back to talk to students?
God,
or do anything
yes,
in the area?
yes. So I have a lot of relatives in the school system now. My brother works in the school system now. He's actually he's contracted by the school system. He goes to all different schools, and so I go back. I've talked to that particular school before. I've talked to different high schools. My favorite group is that 12 to 16. 12, because I feel like that is when a lot of boys and girls decide, am I going this way or am I going this way? Am I taking the easy road? Am I taking the high road? Am I taking the hard road? Am I taking the good road? You know, what do I want to be? Because you really do start to mold into who you are at that age, and who you're around, and the people who are either supporting you, uplifting you, or suppressing you has a lot to do with what turns out.
A lot.